I strongly agree with every element of what the First Minister has said the UK Government should do, but he is not yet providing clarity on what the Scottish Government should do within its powers. I mentioned those companies on the list the UN deems complicit in West Bank settlements, illegal Israeli settlements in the West Bank. And I think the First Minister may have been moving on to answer in relation to arms companies, which are provided with grants and other forms of financial support by the Scottish Government. The First Minister is right that they do not support the production of munitions with those grants, but that simply isn't enough. If you contribute to building a bigger bomb factory, you don't get to say that you haven't funded the production of the bombs. And even since October the 7th, Raytheon, BAE Systems and Leonardo have all received eye-watering sums from the Scottish Government's agency, Scottish Enterprise. This is in a time when the world is recoiling in revulsion at the appalling attacks, including the most recent attacks against Palestinians sheltering in Rafah. It is shocking and inexplicable that at the same time as the Scottish Government is calling for an end to arms sales, they are directly funding these manufacturers. Will the First Minister change this policy immediately?
First Minister.
Well, I do take seriously the point that Mr Harvie puts to me. I would just say that I don't think the analogy that he strikes about the construction of a weapons factory is a particularly fair analogy of the support that we put in place. But I will go away and look at that carefully. The point I was going on, that I was essentially raising in my earlier answer, is that there will be a legal basis for us applying safeguards in relation to the issuing of grants, but we have to have a legal basis for saying why on other issues not related to the Israel-Gaza conflict that we would have a basis for not providing a grant. And that's not me being pedantic, that's just simply the legal basis upon which the government has got to act, and we have to always act within the law. I have to take the views of the law officers deadly seriously in the actions that we take. But if Mr Harvie would care to correspond with me in more detail about this, I will happily explore the issues that he raises, which I recognise are important and sensitive to people in our country.